So now let's proceed with nature and classification of document. First, we have charred document. From the word itself, sunog, charred, may uling-uling. Partly burned or brittle document, decipherment is usually accomplished with the use of infrared light examination. Brittle document. Ito yung document na fragile to scan. Any small damage, such as tear, could easily worsen and there is little you can do without a conservator. If you've identified a document that is brittle o yung like ganito, yung kahit guti mo lang ang kapot magigisi na hiya. It may require extreme caution when handling. It will break very easily or crumble and it often darkens in color to a deep brown. So, for distribution purposes, documents are classified in the following categories. We have general, limited, and restricted. When we say general, document receiving for circulation. This classification is used on basic documents and final meeting record, including agenda. So, may mga meeting, gintatagan kita kung anong agenda for the meeting, studies and reports. So, for example, a new research, which is general document. The communication from governments, yes, resolutions and other decisions of concern. Next, limited. These are documents for which wide circulation is unnecessary because of the temporary nature of the documents, which is a draft resolution, amendments, draft report, and other action documents. This limited classification is indicated by an L symbol from technical documents which are issued for delegates as limited documents. So, mga limitado, from the word itself, limitado. Next, we have restricted. This applies exclusively to a document whose content requires that they be treated as confidential or that be withheld from public circulation. The designation restricted is indicated by an R symbol. So, at kada document nga restricted may R. Kung limited naman niya, L ang nakabutang. In general, libraries do not receive any documents designated as restricted, and researchers requesting them should be informed that they are not available. Personalities in document examination. So, ito yung mga tao behind document, question document. So, Albert Sherman Osborne, father of scientific examination of question documents. Siya yung nag-author ng question document noong 1910 and founder of the American Society of Question Document Examiners in 1942. Albert D. Osborne, third president of the American Society of Question Document Examiner, notable to his work in the Hauptmann case and co-authored the question document problems. B. J. Vreeland Herring and J. Howard Herring, father and son handwriting expert who testified in the Charles A. Lindbergh kidnapping case in 1935. Si J. Newton Baker naman yung consultative expert in disputed document and author of Law of Disputed and Forged Document in 1955. James V. P. Conway, an examiner of question documents for the U.S. Postal Inspection Service in San Francisco and authored evidential documents in 1959. Si Hans Schekert, well-known handwriting expert, former director ng Identification Bureau sa Police Department ng Berlin. Dr. Wilson R. Harrison, director ng British Government Office Home for Office Forensic Science Society of Question Document Examiner and authored Suspect Document Examiners, their scientific examination in 1958. Next, we have Ordway Hilton, a prominent figure in question document examination and authored Scientific Examination of Question Documents in 1956. Roy A. Hubbard was the 24th president of the American Society of Question Document Examiner and had a tenure of over 50 years with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Charles Chabot, he was baptized in March 19, 1815, October to October 15, 1882, an English graphologist. So, when we say graphologist, siya yung expert when it comes to examining handwriting. Part of the firm of Netherclift. Chabot and Motherson was an early practitioner of question document examination. Chabot was born in Battersea, the son of Charles, a lithographer, and Amini Person, a couple of Huguenot descent. Beginning as a lithographer, he was developed as an expert in handwriting and becomes expert as an witness in a variety of famous trials, including the Ruppel case and the Tichborne case. In 1871, Chabot became involved in establishing the identity of Junius and concluded that he was Sir Philip Francis. World's cases on disputed documents. So, kanina yung mga tao, ngayon naman yung mga kaso regarding or related sa disputed document. John Magnusson case. Date in 1922. Location Marshfield, Wisconsin. Significance from just a few scraps of bomb damaged paper. Investigator gleaned enough evidence to capture the Yule bomb killer in his final address. Magnusson's attorney, Charles Burney, fulminated against the so-called expert who had examined the scraps of the bomb, sneering that half of them were here for their share of the gold bag of the state. It was a complaint about expert witness that echoes in courtrooms to the present today. Si Arthur Perry naman, kay Arthur Perry case naman, noong 1937, sa New York City, many factors were combined in this case that it has come to be regarded as an American detection classic. It is unnerving to consider that the possible outcome of this case had Palm not happened to work late at that night. Without the twin intervention of faith and forensic science, it is entirely conceivable that he may well have taken Perry's place in the electric chair. Hitler Diaries case. Kilala niyo naman si Hitler. So, in 1981, Hamburg, West Germany. Its significance, history, greatest publishing fraud was first legitimized and then exposed by scientific analysis. And although through outright swindle, royalties, fees, lost advertising, and sundry other commitments, the Hitler Diaries were estimated to have cost Stern more than 20 million marks or $16 million. The cost a career's reputation and personal humiliation was incalculable. Graham Backhouse case. This was in Horton, England on 1984. This case provides an example of the interdependence of forensic discipline that helps to solve many cases. Piece by piece, the magnitude of Backhouse fiendishness became apparent. In early March, he had increased the insurance of Margaret's life from 50 to 100,000 pounds, waited a few weeks while spreading word of non-existent hate campaign, then planted the bomb that he so nearly killed her. When that attempt failed, and to divert suspicion from himself, he had lured Biddle Taylor to his house with the intention of killing him. The seriousness of his self-inflicted wounds almost fooled the authorities, but he had underestimated the astonishing scope of modern forensic detection. On February 18, 1985, Backhouse learned the price he would have to pay for the arrogance two-term of life imprisonment in short. To make it short. So, okay, let's proceed with the history of writing. So, sa history naman ng paper, sa history ng writing, dito natin pag-uusapan yung papel, yung ink, okay? Yung mga machine na ginamit for printing and so on and so forth. So, history of paper and the origin of paper is papyrus, which was discovered by Egyptian more than 4,000 years ago. It is the early surface made from grass called reeds. The first paper was made in China about 2,000 years ago from the bark of mulberry tree. Take note of this term, papyrus. Galing siya sa Egyptian. Papyrus, term pa lang yan ng papel, paper. Pero yung mismong papel, yung first paper na ginawa ay sa China 2,000 years ago galing sa mulberry tree. In the Middle 8th century, the Arabs were making paper. The use of paper was introduced in Europe by the Moors. So in 1150, the first paper-making mill was established in Spain. Noong 1496 naman, yung first paper mill was established in England. 1960, na-introduce yung paper, 1690 pala. 1690 na-introduce yung paper sa US. Noong 1798, French inventor Nicolas Louis Robert create a first practical paper molding machine. So there are early forms of paper, papyrus. This came into use about 3000 BC, people of Egypt. So sabi nga kanina, yung paper is from Egypt. Palestine, Syria, and southern Europe used in a pit or soft spongy tissue of steam of the sedge or grass-like herb Cyperus papyrus to make a writing material known as papyrus. Parchment. We're very familiar with parchment paper. So, writing material to made from skin of animals, primarily of sheep, calves, or goats, was probably developed in the Middle East more or less contemporaneously with papyrus. It came into wide use only in the 2nd century BC in the city of Pergamum in Anatolia. Vellum. Of course, familiar na kita sa vellum paper or vellum board. These are writing materials from fine skins from young calves or kids, and the term name was often used for all kind of parchment and manuscript. It became the most important writing materials for bookmaking. Yes, parchment continued for special manuscript. Almost every portable surface that would retain the marks of brush or pen was also used as a writing material during the early period. Okay. Anachronism. It refers to something wrong in time and place. This means that the forger has trouble matching the paper, ink, or writing materials to the exact date and it was supposed to have been written. Pen. It is a tool for writing or drawing with a colored fluid such as ink. Naramdaman kita kung ano ang pen, no more self-explanatory na siya. Okay? So, anachronism na lang, focus na lang kita sa anachronism. An forger, ibig sabihin, ang nagsusubad, nagkakamay dahiyahin problema hampag subad han papel, han ink, or han writing materials nga han iya ginsusubad nga writings or documents. Types of pen. Okay, we have here reed pens or swamp reed. Galing siya sa Egypt, Armenia, and along the shores of Persian Gulf, prepared by leaving them under dung heaps of several months. It was the first writing tool that had the writing end slightly frayed like brush. At iya katapusan, bagalayan, bagat bamboo, di ba? Bagaman talaga at bamboo. So, dito katapusan, bagalahit, hit, may gudti-gudti nga fiber para bagahian brush. So it was the first writing tool that had the writing end slightly frayed like brush that about 2000 years ago, this reed pen was first used in Near East on the papyrus and later on parchment. So una iya kuno gingamit sa papyrus nga gingamit and after gan papyrus gingamit niya ha parchment paper. Quill pen can be made from outer wing feathers of any bird, goose, swan, crow, and later gingamit luwatan featherhead turkey. And the earliest reference in the 6th century AD to quill pen was made by the Spanish theologian, theologian Saint Isidore of Seville, and this tool was the principal writing implement for nearly 13,000 years. 1300, no, 1300, 1,300 years. To make a quill pen, a wing feather is first hardened by heating or letting it dry out gradually. So, Maraan na iya ngan pag tumig-an na gingkakat na an iya cut to a broad edge with a special pen knife. The writer had to recut the kill pen frequently to maintain its edge. By the 18th century, the width of the edge had diminished and the length of its blade had increased, creating a flexible point that produced. So, bagayan din babaidla pag pag diri niya tais, babairan na liwat para maging tais. Para pagsusurat is fine lines ang nakikreate niya. Still point pens. So, dinhi nagtika nga naton mga sign pins, still point pens, brazen pens. Although pens of bronze may have been known to Romans, the earliest mention of brazen pen was in 1465. The 16th century Spanish calligrapher Juan de Ciar mentions brass pen for very large writing in his 1548 writing manual, but the use of metal pens did not become widespread until the early part of the 19th century. So the first patented steel pin point was made by the English engineer Brian Donkin in 1803. Remember, take note hini nga mga date nga mga ngaran ngan kung ano na hinabuhit nga pitsa. Ang first patented pinpoint steel pen point was made by an English engineer, Brian Duncan, noong 1803. The leading 19th century English pen manufacturers were William Joseph Gilliot, William Mitchell, and James Stephen Perry. Fountain pen. Fountain. In 1884, Louis Waterman, a New York insurance agent, patented the first practical fountain pen containing its own ink reservoir. So, Louis Waterman ang pinaka-una nga naghimuhan fountain pen nga may kalugaring niya naghimo na hiya ah, pen nga may kalugaring nga butangan ink hasakob. That is why gintawag nga fountain kasi overflowing an ink, nagawas an ink, kusa nga nagawas an ink, han iya reservoir. Waterman invented a mechanism that feed ink into the pen point by capillary action, allowing ink to flow evenly while writing. So by the 1920s, the fountain pen was the chief writing instrument in the West and remained so until the introduction of the ballpoint pen after World War II. Ballpoint pen, ito na yung ginagamit ngayon at mostly, almo mostly, ito na ginagamit ngayon. John Loud. John Loud, nag-emerge lumabas siya sa exam namin. Yes. CD. Lumabas siya sa exam namin. Regarding din sa ballpoint pen yung question, but yes, you have to familiarize this person. So, si John Loud in 1888 patented the first ballpoint writing tool. A ballpoint pen has in its own a small rotating metal ball that continually inks itself. Alam niyo naman kung anong meron sa ballpen. Yan. Tinawag siya na ballpoint pen kasi yung dito niya, itong circle na to, may maliit na bola dyan. Tapos, kapag nagsusulat ka, every time na nagsusulat ka, yung bola na umiikot dyan, siya yung naglalabas ng ink. At siya rin yung siya yung ink contact doon sa paper. That's why every time you write, may tawag dito, makikita mo na may mga tawag ini ginsuratan, sinuratan nimo. Dito dida nagawasan ink nga nalibot lang ito dida it bola. Okay? As early as the 19th century, attempts had been made to manufacture a pen with a rolling ball tip, but not until 1938 did Hungarian inventor brothers Ladislao and George Biro invented a viscous oil-based ink that could be used with such a pen. Hence, they are attributed for the invention of the first practical ballpoint pen. So, early ballpoint pens did not write well. They tend to skip and slow drying, oil-based ink smudge easily. However, the ballpoint pen had several advantages over the fountain pen. First advantage ng ballpoint pen daw over the fountain pen is that the ink was waterproof and almost unsealable. The ballpoint pen could write on many kinds of surfaces since you can see naman yan na bisan diin la ka mo nagsusurat hit iyo using it iyo ball pen could write it on your books o even on a wall, even sa portahan, lingkuran, kahit saan ginagamit yung ballpoint pen to write on any kinds of surfaces. Unlike ang fountain pen na limited laan kaya masuratan. Could be a ballpoint pen could hold in almost any position for writing. Yes, kasi yung fountain pen as you can see here, kung baliktad ang imo pagsurat or paggamit habang nagsusurat, ang tendency is magtuturo ang imo ink. Unlike an ballpoint pen, any position, any angle will do. And the pressure required to feed the ink was ideal for making carbon copies. Ink formulas were improved for smooth flow and fast drying, and soon to be ballpoint ink replaced in the fountain pen as the universal writing tool. Fiber tip pen. Fiber tip markers were introduced to the US market and ever since challenged the ballpoint pen as a principal writing implement. The first practical fiber tip pen was invented by Yukai Horai of Japan in 1962, and it was ideally suited to the strokes of Japanese writing, which is traditionally done with a pointed ink brush. Unlike its predecessors, the fiber tip pen uses dye as a writing fluid, so hindi ink, dye ang ginagamit niya. As a result, the fiber tip pen can produce a wide range of color and available in ballpoint pen and fountain pen inks. The tip is made of fine nylon or other synthetic fibers drawn to a point and fastened to a barrel of the pen. Dye is fed to the point of by elaborate capillary mechanism. So same lang yan han ballpoint pen pero ang ballpoint pen kasi is ball ang naadahan tip. Unlike kini fiber ang naadahan tip ngan it can hold. It has a lot of varieties of color unlike kunuhan ballpoint pen. Fill tip markers. Maaram makita ini kung ano ini. So, kansi naman di diha picture. Amoy niyan mga natural or artificial fibers impregnated with dye. This marker can be cut into a variety of shapes and sizes, some up to an inch in width. So, familiar na makamukha na ni color marker. Okay, next. Pencil. Pencils, common sense, self-explanatory kung ano ang pencil. Pero yung pencil is, please be mindful ha when comes to mga terms such as graphite. Yung pencil are made with graphite mixed with variety amounts of clay or other fillers. Colored pencils or crayons are made of wax and colored pigments. So may ada mga colors nga ang iya karaptan ka ng pencil pero ang ada sa kob is different colors. Ang pencil naman niya, pencil ang lapis good, graphite hiya, ngan may mix siya nga clay and other fillers. So there are types of pencil by making material. Sa graphite, naka-encase siya sa wood made of mixture of clay and graphite. Nakadepende yung darkness niya from light to gray to black. Okay? Yung solid graphite pencil, often called as woodless pencil. They are used primarily for art purposes as the lack of casing allows for covering larger spaces and most easily creating different effects and providing greater economy as the entirety of the pencil is used. They are available in some darkness range as wood encased graphite pencil. Charcoal pencil is made of charcoal and provide fuller blacks than graphite pencil but tend to smudge easily and are more abrasive than graphite. So, ito yung mga type of pencil by making materials. So, we have here colored pencil, maram naman kamos, pencil crayon. Grease pencil, virtually any surface including glass, metal, and photographs. Most commonly found grease pencil are encased in paper, but they can also be encased in wood. Watercolor pencil, carpenter pencil, and copying pencil, known for indi- indelible pencil. It is a graphite pencil with added dye that create an indelible mark. It was invented in the 19th century for press copying and as practical substitute for fountain press. Copying pencil, tapos na erasable color pencil. So, from the word itself, self-explanatory, napapara. Color pencil iya, pero pwede mapara. Non-photo blue pencil or non-repro blue pencil, common tool used in graphic design. So, kung if you are familiar in graphic designing and kung may kuan ka mo print industry, exposed ka mo print industry, I guess you would know this pencil. Pero as for me, I haven't seen or di ko pa siya nakita sa personal. So non-photo blue is a particular shade cannot be detected by graphic arts camera film. Stenographer pencil. So this also known as steno pencil, these are expected to be vis- reliable and its lead is break-proof. Nevertheless, steno pencil are sometimes sharpened both ends to enhance reliability. They are round to avoid pressure pain and long during long text. Golf pencil, usually short, length is 9 centimeter or 3.5 inches lang yung haba niya and very cheap. It is also known as library pencil, as many libraries offer them as disposable and spillable writing instruments. So may mga shape, may size ay may by manufacturer. Manufacturer yun ha. Manufacture. By shape, mayroong triangle, hexagonal, round, and bendable. Yung bendable na nabebend, na, na, na pipilo. May mga sizes na typical, may size na big. And mechanical, pop, point, and plastic. Ink. Viscous fluid marking material or paste used for marking. Ito yung nagbibigay ng kulay sa mga sulat natin. Okay? Kahit magsulat ka pa kung walang ink yung ballpen, useless. Derived from the Latin incaustum, caustum. Caustum, name given to the pigment used for coloring baked tiles. So comes to us to the old French word ink, enka. Characteristic ng ink, may Indian ink, may logwood ink. So Indian, the oldest form of Indian ink consisted of suspicion of carbon black and in water to which blue or a vegetable gum was added. Inks of these compositions are still on the market, mostly in the shape of sticks or cake. Logwood were used extensively about a century ago, have now become obsolete and are no longer manufactured. So, they're not available as of now. Iron galatonate ink. This ink has been used as writing for over thousands of years. So, maihan na iya, formerly was made of fermented infusion of gall nuts, to which iron salts were added, and the ink was composed of suspicion of the black, almost insoluble ferric tannate. Sa fountain pen inks naman, regarded as special fountain pen inks and consisting of ordinary iron galatinate inks with a lower iron content in most cases but a higher dye-stuff content than normal ink. Dye-stuff ink composed of aqueous solution of synthetic dye-stuff to which preservative and a flux are added. Water-resistant writing and drawing. These inks are special group of dye-stuff inks. They consist of pigment paste and the solution of shellac, made soluble in water by means of borax, liquid ammonia, and ammonium bicarbonate. Okay.